All right, all right, all right. We are good to go. Let's see. Sister Lily is on point. We got Kim on point. I'm going to post the itinerary up here so we can all see what we're about to do here. Share. So while we waiting on me to do that, let me just put this up so we can know the V through Z Summit. All right, one day when we are where we want to be, we're gonna have these people at the June or December National Global Summit. So y'all take a peek at these superstars who share this last name that we're honoring this month. So, Sister Lily, you should feel really good. You in this type of company right here.
I hear you. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Give me 1 second so I can get this agenda up here. But for the most part, while I'm working on that, I just want to say the purpose of what we're doing here. So every fourth Saturday of the month, we call it the Global Summit because of our structure. And we have these 20 Chicago zip codes linked to 20 different US cities, linked to 20 different countries in Africa, linked to 20 different career professions, and linked to the G20. And with all those linkages, you better have a time set aside to check in on all of that stuff at the same time. And that's what today represents. Every fourth Saturday of the month is the global check-in. And for me, as the chairperson, CEO, the executive director, it gives me stress during the last week of the month, but enormous reward at 5 o'clock after it's over. And the reason being because in order to give the information, the report, that means all those things had to be touched, updated, interacted to make sure that in this case here, we can give each other the last 30-day what took place. And to me, this is something that is only going to continue to get stronger and better because the more people that come into the awareness of what we're doing, they have something to say too. They're doing something in their corner of the world. And when we can make sure that we have this touch base where we all hear what each other is doing, I just think it's going to put us in a more informed position to make better decisions about anything that we're doing. So this is an honor for me to just have this recorded. Of course, having the two of you on here, but having this recorded so people can watch it and view it at their leisure whenever. What's most important though isn't the numbers. I always have to say this because some people get caught up on the numbers. It could be just me on the call, and I'm gonna give it the same veracity, the same energy because I know that people later can watch it at their leisure, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. All right. So with that being said, now let me uh, upload this to my Facebook page. Then I got to download it. I tried to have this done beforehand, but let's go around and do the introductions while I'm still working on that. So I'm Cy Smith. My zip code is 46402. That's Gary, Indiana. And before I leave this earth, I want to see Black people loving each other, supporting each other, doing business with each other while traveling back and forth between here and the continent as if it's not a big deal. And I can't wait to talk about Africa, but go ahead. Sister Lily, you want to go next?
I'm Lily Williams. My area code is 39209. My zip code, I'm sorry, 39209. I live in Jackson, Mississippi. And I
Oh,
like to see,
yeah.
yeah, I like to see our people wake up and to know the truth, to have justice, and to be able to live on planet Earth like we were designed to live, and as I say, to be able to go where we want to go, so saved and connect with the African root, and that's about it. Economic
Nah, that
money. I want our people to get our neighborhoods back and to
yes,
live among ourselves.
yes, yes. Now I love hearing it. I love when I hear other people's vision because it just motivates you. Uh, I'm like on the porch, so y'all might hear this helicopter over me. So excuse that, please. All right, Kim, you want to go next?
Hello, this is Kim Milton. My zip code is, I don't know if you can see me. My zip code is 60649. And what I like to see is the world implementing or practicing or living the 7 daily living habits and all the other connectors that we have. That will be a successful Black nation, empire, whatever we want to call it. So we already have the plan, and if everybody is implementing, that's what success looks like. So I'm excited.
Man, you just gave my heart a warm gesture there because that's powerful. Because you're right. We need people to have clarity, and what you just said is that's pretty clear. We just got to make sure people see what the 7 habits look like, so they can put their family name on it, and let's just live our way out of this mess we in. Excellent. All right, brother Lee, we got Chef Lee. Man, brother, short notice, man. I give you kudos for jumping on quick notice. If you don't mind, your name, zip code, what you want to see happen before you leave this earth. You might be on mute too. Is he still on, you guys? I can't see. Can y'all see if Chef Lee Williams is still on?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
He's muted. He's muted.
Yeah, he might be away. Yes. Hey, Chef Lee, you don't mind, man? Do your introduction so we'll know who you are. I'm gonna stop sharing this one. Okay.
Peace, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
All right. Loud and clear. Yes.
Peace, 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 brother.
Let me see if I can put this video on. All right, can y'all see me too?
Let me take this down so they can see. Let me take this down.
Okay, hey people.
All right, I see you, my brother.
Out shopping about. But yeah, so I'm Chef Lee. I cook for those that can't eat everything everybody else can eat. So therefore I cater to you according to your blood type and kind of show you your nutritionist values of what foods and ingredients digest what your body will and what does not. So I
What
want
zip
to heal my
code, Chef?
customers, not kill my customers.
What zip
All right,
code you
so
live in?
I'm in 60653.
All right.
60653 Bronzeville.
And what you
Yep.
want to see before you leave this
So,
earth, man? What's the vision?
well, it's already here. It's unity in the community. Yep, we got to speak. We got to speak unity. You know, we got to communicate unity with one another. That's what we're doing right now.
Chef,
Now,
Chef,
if you don't mind, man, you look like you under 40. Is that accurate?
I'm actually 40 now.
Chef,
Oh, the black don't crack. There we go.
where you
Black don't
live,
crack.
Chef?
My grandmother just made 102. Clean bill of health.
All right.
Okay, that's who I'm learning from.
Chef,
That's
She
inspiration.
don't even look over 60.
yeah, where you live, Chef?
I'm in Chicago, Illinois,
Okay.
Bronzeville area.
Okay, I wasn't familiar with Brownsville. That's why I asked. Mhm.
Around
Yeah,
Hyde Park.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Where he is, Sister Lily, that's the link to you guys in Mississippi. It's 60653 Gary, Indiana, and then Mississippi. So that's your pipeline. And I'm glad he on here representing. So that's
Yeah,
the strategic pipeline.
because we're going to have to talk about those foods. Okay.
You hear that, Chef? Yeah, he moving around, so he might not be able to stay on, but I'm glad he was able to jump on. But nah, definitely. That's what team number is that? You remember what team number that is, Sister Lily?
Oh Lord.
I know, I caught y'all guard. I bet Kim, what about you? You know the team number for what Chef is? Let me
Yeah,
put the
I'll put my
video up.
contact in the comments.
Okay, now we good. We good. You team number 7. I'm about to post this right now. So this the agenda, you guys. So we already opened up with prayer. At least I did. So just know I blessed it already for us. So we always begin that way. We do the roll call. And the roll call is going through those zip codes that you can see right there to the right. Now, because this is the global summit, I didn't change the name national, but every one of those Chicago zip codes, and I'm gonna zoom in for a minute so y'all can see it. Every one of these Chicago zip codes, they're linked to everything we do around the world. And so 60612, those yellow ones are on the west side of Chicago, Sister Lily. Those yellow are all west side of Chicago. Those same 6 zip codes that's west side of Chicago, they're linked to the west part of Africa. So like 60612 is linked to Ghana. 60623 is linked to Senegal. 60624 is linked to Sierra Leone. So just know those Chicago zip codes and how they're structured matters globally. And the blue represents the east side. And so you heard Chef say he from 60653. He's on the east
Look like
side
your mama.
of Chicago. Uh-oh, somebody got a mute. We got background. So that's how it's structured. So our roll call is just looking at those zip codes and discussing who should be on today. And today is last names V through Z. And so to have Sister Lily on from, in this case, Mississippi, which you see the Mississippi, we're going to talk about the rural towns. That's an honor. And then to have Chef Williams on from 60653, that's an honor because it matches who we asked to be on. Myself and Kim, my last name is S, Kim's last name is M. Theoretically, this isn't our rodeo, but because we're coordinating, we get on all of them and help make it happen. So, but just so people know the structure, we got Governor Joe Murrow's on too. So he's also with Kim, last name M, and he's in zip code 60615. So anyway, this here is the agenda, you guys. You can see this is a lot of topics. It's a lot of topics. So we're only spending 5 or 6 minutes on each topic. And this is designed so that it's not a boring interaction. And we should be in person. We should be in Chicago 60621 zip code. That's Inglewood in Chicago. They're linked to New York City. And so just imagine if we were all in person in Chicago's Inglewood neighborhood, the agenda stays the same because we do broadcast even when we in person, so people all around the world can still catch these updates. And so as you can see here right now, it's 3:15. So right now we should be talking about rural towns. This time frame is a guideline. We're not married to it. We can fluctuate, spend more time here, less time there. So just know we have flexibility, but this is the making sure that we cover these topics. So my good news report, you guys chime in with yours, is number one, we got the Pennies to Africa accomplished. Every second Saturday in June, we do it. And I got some pictures. If we have time, I can show them later on. But the Pennies to Africa was questionable this year because Donald Trump got rid of pennies and the mint. They stopped minting pennies. But as I stated to everyone, we're going to continue Pennies to Africa no matter what the government does. People still got coins from back in the day. So we're going to keep that. That doesn't change. The spirit of it is what we care about the most, that we're sowing money into the continent, just like every other race of people in America send money back home to their country. We want to do that as well. So that's my biggest good news report. Anybody got some good news you want to share?
This is Kim. I have good news. I think I was in Inglewood yesterday when Ghana came to visit and do a presentation. I have to get the state representative's name. That's how I think we're in Eaglewood because that's what she said. We were at
Sonia
Kennedy
Harper.
King.
Yeah.
Yes, we were at Kennedy King College, and the delegation from Ghana was there, informing us we can invest in Ghana because Ghana is one of the fastest growing economies on the continent. And
Wow.
they put in information about Ghana, but also about Africa, where their average age is 19 years old, or average working age is 19
Yes.
years old. So I'll send those print screenshots to you, side. But I was in Inglewood/Ghana yesterday. That's my
And,
good
and, and
news.
and Kim, the beauty with that, let me make sure people know that CATS mean conventions, awards, tours, and summit. We're on the summit right now. This is the summit, meaning that we all together. The tour is where we should be physically meeting at the summit. So we're on tour in Inglewood this whole month. And so
Okay.
the fact that Kim came from 60649, she didn't even realize she was on tour into where we on tour at Inglewood, and she had a good news report from Inglewood. That's the spirit of making stuff match up. So great.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
that's, that's excellent. Anybody else good news?
I think this is good news. I did speak to Cy about it, that we met our new chief of police in Jackson
Yes.
the other day. And she was speaking with the topic came up about the youth and their not necessarily a takeover as much as what's going on with them and gang related problems, what have you. And
Right.
her desire is to find mentors for the youth around here, even though we've got people like the 100 Black Men and stuff, but it seems like it's slacking up. We don't really know what they were doing to have a great impact on these children, these young folks. But anyway, I thought
Yes.
if I can get to her to introduce her to Cy, then maybe we can collaborate.
That's wonderful news. And I'm glad you reached out. And what I shared with her, just so everyone would know, the process is the same no matter where we're connecting dots at. Just make sure that the people know our agenda is so broad that we will support whatever your agenda is. I think that's crucial to say it that way, because most of the time when people say, I want you to meet someone, sometimes people shrug their shoulders because they're like, oh boy, here we go. But no, our role is to serve you because you're already inside the network, whether you know it or not, by zip codes and by linkages. So we can parse out if they care about youth. Well, guess what? We got Saturday Youth Day. That'll be the only component we bring to the police chief down there in Jackson, Mississippi, because that's what, in this case, Sister Lily is telling her what she wants. But if she wants the whole enchilada, we can give her Friday Seniors Day for her seniors. But y'all get my point. We can tailor make what we do to whoever you're introducing to this concept. So great. That is great news. Thank you for that. All right, so now we can move on to this next phase here if no one else have any good news. Joe, you had any good news before we move over?
No, I don't. And how you doing, everybody?
Now, y'all know that's Governor Joe. He got Terry, Mississippi, y'all. Terry, Mississippi. So we got Mississippi represented.
Governor Joe. I gotta meet you, Governor Joe. We were my cousin was talking about the new map down there, and so I gotta see you face to face.
Okay.
I think I met you though at a ball game.
Not Governor Joe.
You weren't at a Jackson State basketball game this past season?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I don't know what. I thought I saw you though. Seemed like you said you were part-time or something. Maybe I dreamed about you then.
Oh, Lord, this might be a blessing.
You go meet him because we gonna come down there specifically this year to see you. But nah, you ain't see Joe at no game. Joe real reserved. He don't be out there like that. You know, them crowds, he on security all the time.
Okay.
But okay. So yeah, so let's switch over now to Mississippi because we on the rural town section. And I want to say this, y'all. You got three Americas: rural America, suburban America, and then urban America. And for Black people, majority of us is in the South. That's where majority of Black people are, in the South. And in the South is where we got the population numbers at. But unfortunately, the Blacks that left the South and went north got a little egotistical or whatever you want to call it, but they didn't pour back into the South like they should have. When you left the base, you should have been making sure the base was good, similar to what you see the Mexicans do when they send money back home. If the North and the people who went west was pouring money back into Mississippi, we really had a base. And we also got Bucksport, South Carolina. That's a 90%, 99% black town. We got Whitehall, Alabama. That's a 97% black town. Of course, Mount Bayou, Mississippi. We got another one, Moses, Alabama. They 98% black. So all these rural black towns down there with sometimes less than 1,000 people, it's blasphemy for them to struggle when they only got 2,000 people or 1,000 people. We should be in the North, from Chicago, from New York, from LA. We should be making sure our people eating down there, because Mississippi is labeled as the poorest state in the union. Sorry, Sister Lily, but that's the numbers. I didn't make that up. Anybody got anything they want to speak on with rural updates from Mississippi or anywhere in the rural South? Okay, so that's going to save us a little time. So now let's get over to the sad news. So y'all see what's next: safety, and our young people. This always bothers my spirit because it's unacceptable. 50 people shot, 11 murdered in Chicago, y'all, last weekend. Let me say that again. 50 people shot, 50. So 50 people was walking around living their life, and now they have a wound in them if they live. This was the Juneteenth holiday weekend, so this is new. Normally, we got 3 deadly holidays from a safety perspective in urban America. That's Memorial Day weekend, typically is dangerous, 4th of July weekend, and then Labor Day weekend. Now with Juneteenth, I hate to say it, we've been monitoring this, and it looks like we're going to have to add a 4th holiday that we tend to see violence be unacceptable for us because of the Juneteenth. Last year, it wasn't 50 in Chicago, but as we track the violence all over the country, we still see it way too high. Any thoughts on that from anybody about this shooting and killing? I'm going to read to y'all some of the incidents just so that the audience who might live in places that you don't experience this is what people in Chi-Town and Detroit and other places go through. 47-year-old man was beaten and shot in Chicago, 6 o'clock in the evening, 200 block of East 37th Street. So that's near where Brother Williams is speaking about. That's the Bronzeville section of Chicago. 73rd and Claremont at 10:05 in the morning. 32-year-old man was shot 3 times standing outside on the sidewalk. 10 o'clock, y'all. People working 9 to 5. This person was out there at 10 o'clock, got shot. 51-year-old man, I'm 51 years old, shot in the arm at 1:30 in the morning on Chicago Avenue and Ridgeway. Now that was May. We just had Sister, I wrote her name down. 27-year-old woman, road rage incident just happened last night at 3:30 in the afternoon. 2 cars racing or getting into it. 2 females get out. They fight, and the 27-year-old lost her life. She was shot to death. Road rage incident right where our leader Sandra Brinson, like literally, she right there on that block, on her block, but this is on the Chicago Avenue side, murdered right there over a car incident. And every one of these killings, it has ramifications spiritually and psychologically. We have 14th in Springfield, that's North Lawndale, that's where we on tour at next month. 25-year-old woman shot in her home at 4:40 in the morning. So we think that's domestic. We don't think the family will help make sure that that person is brought to justice. We don't have to hand out flyers in that area there. We had 4 people, arson fire took place. 4 people was hurt. 2 children died. 62nd in Paulina. That's in West Inglewood, 1:50 in the morning. That person's still not caught. And then the Venezuelan kid, 18 years old, he was kidnapped off the basketball court on 71st and King Drive, driven around, shot to death, and left in a bathtub at 68th and Perry. and they called his mama from Venezuela and told her where to find him at. This all Chicago right here. Just wanted to make sure people knew what's really happening on the ground, no matter what you hear the officials saying. Anybody got any thoughts on that? All right. So to our audience, just so y'all know, HSN is the remedy for this violence. HSN. And that's not Home Shopping Network. That's habits, schedule, and network. Our habits. What are our habits? Because we know in our community, and I'm talking about the Black violence. I'm not talking about the violence with, like in this case, with the Venezuelan, because that's way broader than what we got our studies under. So we don't know what that's a cartel or not. That's not our business in that regard. But I'm talking about the Black on Black violence. We understand that very well, and we understand what is missing when they're trying to come up with all these solutions for it. But our habits matter. That's why when you heard Sister Kim talk about the 7 day living habits, that matter, because what you do with your time, you can put yourself in a compromising situation. So we got the right habits being promoted. That's going to keep people out of certain situations. Then schedule is how you use your time. And so again, if we have this concept flowing and we got our economy flowing, our information jobs, our travel jobs, our real estate jobs, then people are not gonna have a lot of time for the other stuff. And then the last one is the real estate. If we're helping people get into real estate so they got supplemental income or primary income all around the world, now certain people not go do certain things to get money. So anybody got any thoughts on that? HSN being the way we're gonna attack this killing in our community. And shoot holes through it, y'all. If y'all on mute, come off of mute. Shoot holes through it. And I'm gonna take this down for 1 second because I want the public to see this. I'm gonna take this down for 1 second. So as I'm speaking, y'all, we not just talking. This is 3,000 blocks in Black Chicago. 3,000 blocks. We not just talking, y'all. We are block by block for real. And Sister Kim is helping us get copies for you guys. But this here, so every one of those incidents that I just read to you, where someone got shot, killed, stabbed, or raped, if it was in Black Chicago, we know specifically, block by block, what block we call it villages it's in, and we know who we know in that village. So we get special information because we built these relationships over time, and that puts us in a position of trust. And you better believe you're not just popping up in Black Chicago talking about doing anything if the people on the block don't trust you. Am I right, Kim? So, all right. So that's my oh, go ahead, Kim.
I was on mute. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right.
And Kim, today her zip code is on duty. That's the Zambia flag back there, which is linked in her zip code. So that's extra special that she's on serving her
Okay.
duty and at the summit. So that's a 2-for-1.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Did anything that I stated, you got any commentary on any of that so far?
Only that it's very sad, and I can't wait until everybody is on board with the 7 daily living habits and they'll have something to do, be it the older people, the young people, everyone needs something to do because we're all out of order, out of sync. And the 7 daily living habits and the other summits and things that we have that will keep people busy and focusing on improving themselves. So I'm just excited.
Now, I was able to put this up. This is my mother-in-law, so I'm cheating here. That's my mother-in-law, so it's a little favoritism here. But we got Sister Kim's family also with one of these. We got to get your sister, Lily. Joe got his mom on one. So this is what we want to see. Honestly, you guys, this represents direction. This represents clarity. This represents when we pour into it, you get out of stuff what you put into it. What Kim just said, just imagine what it looks like when 46 million Black people on Wednesday is not giving money to the people who want to see us stay where we at. When we build that habit where, so we ain't got to call for the boycott. It's built in that we got to do for self, and on Friday that we honoring our elders to get that love and respect back. And then on Saturday it's all about them young people. So when they talk about teen takeover, look here, that mean the adults in the zip code ain't honoring Saturday. So I go along with what you just said, Kim, with that. All right. So now moving over, now I want to move to this topic here that's really always sad, you guys. When we talk about the violence, it might take me a minute to find it, but I posted the music matters. The music matters. And I don't think people know how big the music is. And so where we are now in the music, it's even worse than it was back in our day. We had bad songs in the 90s, rap, but the rap went from conscious rap with KRS-One, Eric B, and Rakim, talking about our struggle, which was a galvanizing tool, until it went into gangster rap, which gangster rap had its place because it was about F these police officers who we know is Klansmen and so forth. So you needed a vocal response to that. It might have went too far, but the gangster rap had its place. And I definitely want to hear from you guys on that. But conscious rap to gangster rap. And then um, someone added drill rap first. And then this last one, drill rap is about disrespecting the dead folks for the most part. And Chicago been gangster for a very long time from Al Capone days. And so drill rap was birthed in Chicago. I know some New Jersey people, New York people say it was birthed there, but I'm biased. It was birthed in Chicago.
Mhm.
And with Chicago, the reason why I think it matters that it was birthed there, because if you think about it, Chicago is in the middle of America. It's in the middle. It's in the Midwest, but it's in the middle. It's not East Coast or West Coast. And the reason that matters is because most of the people from the South just came right up north. Mississippi came right up north. Memphis came right up north. So um, Chicago has been central for any movement from the unions, drug trade with Al Capone, liquor trade, all of that stuff. And Chicago, you're not going to see other gangs or tribes in Chicago because it's so anchored. Whereas you do get New York that allows for other street tribes, i.e., Bloods, Crips. You're not going to find that in Chicago. They dug in too deep, and that's one of the things I think that makes Chicago such a tough city to organize in, because you got some long-standing leaders who are set in their ways, which is why our organizing been so hard, is because we got a lot of people that dug in, and it's hard to penetrate that. So that drill rap came from out of that. You got some of the most hardened people who've been beat down a lot and had to build up their resistance to it. And now you saying open up and let's come together. Oh hell no, you got to fight stronger than that for that to happen. And then the last
Uh,
one is the. Oh, go
I
ahead,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say,
Definitely.
Si, do you have your flyer of the
Yeah, I was
uh
trying to pull it up. Yeah, I know. I was trying. I don't think I'm gonna make it though, but yeah, if I get it, I'll pull it up. But I'm hitting the points because the last one is the one I think that's more dangerous, because Ratchet is when we brought in our black women. So, and the reason that's dangerous because you got men that do anything for respect from a female, and so when you got ratchet with the women, now you got men who are tailored to that. Some are resisted, but for the most part, just as a man, you don't want to ever be viewed as weaker than a woman. Sorry, Kim. Sorry, Lily. And so when you got women out here being gangster and thug and talking about killing and talking about how they'll have sex with you and many other people and it's not a big deal, that is the epitome of disrupting the black family to me. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, I might be on mute. All right. Clive Davis just passed away this week. And I'm going to say it this way. Some people honor and say he did great things. I would say it this way. This man single-handedly, to me, set us up and set us back. The music entertainment industry has set black people back, borderline parallel with the crack epidemic. because at least
Mm,
during crack epidemic, you had fight the power. So you had a voice out there that's going against what they was pushing. Now it's you got black elite and black comfortable women and executives or black women twerking. So now you got this penetration in our culture of even the ones who so-called made it is stooping down to this low vibration level just to fit in and say I'm black. And
that's
that's a
true.
contamination that I've never seen before in my years of doing this. So to me, it's more dangerous. At least with crack, you knew who the crackhead was. You knew how to kind of move around, make sure they ain't breaking in your house. But now you got executive black women, executive black men trying to be gangster and ratchet, and it just make our job harder. And Clive Davis had a role to play in that. What do you guys think?
I wanted to say that, but I didn't know. I couldn't feel the pulse of our gathering here because I'll take you way out there, but you're absolutely right, and it's bigger than even Clyde was used by somebody else too. It's
Oh
wider even
yeah,
than that when it comes to entertainment. That's all in the sports, music, and
yes,
everything. So
yes,
yeah, I'm
yes,
glad you
yes,
brought it up because I didn't know where
yes.
to go. That's why I kept my mouth closed. I don't like keeping my mouth closed, but I didn't know
Yeah,
you can get off the subject. You know what I mean?
not not
Okay.
no no, but no, but I want to be clear with this. Now we got to know how it's set up. California, Mississippi is our most important state in the union because it's almost 40% black. No other state is that black. So that makes it worth investing in. Our most dangerous state in the union is California. Sorry, our superstars in LA and San Diego, but your state is the most harmful to black people. And it's because the algorithms in Silicon Valley in Northern California all the way down to the southern, which is LA, and the music and the entertainment district, and how unfortunately they got our black elite and our black comfortable kind of rolling with whatever they want them to do, even to the detriment of the rest of the blacks throughout the country. And so
Right.
that's why we gotta hold California to account. Everything you see with this violence, when you hear the mayor of Chicago talking about we got to invest in the young people, I hate to say it, y'all, but it's not an investment thing per se because we got $1.8 trillion. So we got it. The issue is we giving it to everybody else. So that's a hold ourselves accountable thing, not a give us more money thing. And I've watched young people we hired be on their phone with California influence in them. Video games shooting a black man head and it explode on the music saying, I'm finna put gonorrhea lipstick on right now. So what good is giving you this job if you finna be consumed with ratchetness and killing this? I know that ain't a word, but y'all get the point. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I agree. I did send you that the rap I resent the rap flyer.
Oh, let me get it.
But
Okay.
but yeah, that is definitely, I guess I would say Clive exploited people because I feel like he exploited Whitney Houston, and that's what the music industry does. It goes into our churches, picks our best
Mm-hmm.
talent, and then because of course the talent is from God, but we have to use it for
Yes.
his good and
Yes.
glory, not for what the world is doing. And I guess another good news, I'm going to see Fred Hammond and a lady named Bobby. Let's see. I don't know her, but she's from Chicago, but I guess I'll meet her tomorrow. Bobby Lane, I think her name is.
I
Yeah,
thought you should say Bobby
Bobby
Womack.
Lane.
Okay.
Bobby Lane. I don't know her, but she's a young girl out of Chicago that she sings for the Lord and she continues to sing for the Lord. So we have to be thankful for those that do it. And I like Fred Hammond because he's been consistently singing, preaching the word of God. But we have to let them know that there's a different way to do it. I mean, all the
Yes.
gifts are given from God, but what is it that you're doing with your gift? Are you using it
Yes.
to exploit? Are you, my other pet peeve is when we have our genius kids out there and they're going to MIT and all these other colleges, but whatever they create is for that college or for that
Right.
company that they're in. So they have to do these things. They have to learn and know that they have to do these things independent of these corporations, because if you do it, and just on in this United States, they still had a spirit of slavery because everything is about ownership and master. Because when we created things way back as slaves, we didn't own it. So it's like that
Yeah.
spirit is still there. So we have to think of because God gives us freedom. Man doesn't want us to be free. God gives us freedom. And we have to use that freedom to the best of our ability to help our people and to honor God. So we just have to get out of the system, because the system is not good for us, and it's exploiting the talents that God has given us. So
Well, let's
seven
look at
daily.
this.
Go ahead.
But let's look at what you just said, and that's why structure matters. And I want to make sure all our audience members know the structure that God allowed us to put together comes through Chicago. So it goes through Chicago. Chicago is in the middle. It really does matter. So that's not a slight to LA and New York, y'all. But look at this. These are the Black Chicago neighborhoods. And unfortunately, they've been penetrated by Venezuelans, Colombians, Mexicans, you name it, and it's diluted our Black neighborhoods. But what we have that they can't take away is, from a historical society standpoint, not since white flight was anybody else in these neighborhoods. These were Black neighborhoods, minus the 60s when the white flight took place. So even if others come in and take over the neighborhood, so-called take it over, what they don't have is the 30, 40-year history. Y'all are new. Y'all are like settlers. Y'all came in because white collar crime took place that made Black people leave the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So these are Black neighborhoods right here. And you see South Shore Circle. That's Kim. Kim is on here right now from that zip code 60649. Each one of these zip codes holds the key. So when we talk about divesting from their system and their structure, what are we going to pour into? This is our structure right here. So imagine your young son that want to rap in every one of these neighborhoods, going to make sure that he can perform at their lounge or their tavern, making sure he got a bag. Now he don't have to go sell out to Clive Davis, because he can go in each one of these neighborhoods that's doing naming they 4 Black businesses, pay for him to perform at their bar, whatever it is. And guess what? Every one of these neighborhoods is linked to a different U.S. city. Miami, Florida is linked to Kim. So through Kim, they can get him the same boy performing in South Shore, booked in LA, in Miami, so he can perform that. Now he's national without selling out to the Clive Davis now. What do y'all that's how big this structure is, to make sure we ain't got to go with their structure. What do y'all say to that?
That's you on task there, but see, I've learned that's how those Clyde Davis and them got in there. How they pushed Barry Gordy out when he was, and I didn't know his story, but I know he got quiet and stopped. Motown didn't exist anymore, but they really literally pushed that man out of business. So
Yeah.
with your structure, that would keep that from happening.
Well, our structure ain't my structure.
Yeah, I'm with. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah,
you know how I feel about that.
it would certainly help in the thinking of the people. Yeah, how they gonna
But
get ahead?
but Lily, I would say further than that. It's the ultimate, because look, Kim got South Shore, she got Miami, and she got Zambia in Africa. And doggone it, she got China, because China from the G20 is linked to her zip code. So how big a like he can perform in China, he can perform in Zambia, Africa, he can perform in Miami, all through the structure that Kim sits because she lives there. That is
Yeah,
that is game changing.
it is. It really is. But like you said, we got to get out the system, though. You can't do both. You can't be in this system with those people and what we call the United States. You got to get away from it.
But Sister Leah, I'm glad you said that, so people know. Like, I think the way we're built though, and that's why we just have to have a sanctuary, and that's why I believe Mississippi is our sanctuary. Number one, we only got to defend 3 sides. Because
Okay.
you got the Gulf of Mexico, right? So you ain't landlocked, surrounded, right? So we defend the north, the south, the north and the east and west. The south is water. But
All
but
right.
but it's also Black. So just imagine what it looks like when we got our former military people who's on the borders, to make sure we don't have a Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they come in and do things like that. So I really believe, y'all, that we got to know how to operate within the belly of the beast, because
Yes.
their population is going down from that standpoint. So that's God's handling that business. That ain't for us. But for
Right.
us to get organized, that's what we can do. And we don't need everybody in Mississippi. We do
Right.
need everybody putting money into Mississippi, though. Now that's a big difference. We don't need some people. I ain't going back. Let your money go back. You stay where
Yeah.
you at. Send
Don't
your money
go.
back.
That's right. Don't come back. Just give your money.
That's it. And nickels matter. Y'all heard me talk about pennies to Africa. Nickels matter. And people want to bypass the nickels. That's fine. Send the digital cash, but just make sure that you know it's going into a place that we think should be sanctuary. Anybody got any? Because we still talking about Clive Davis, the conspiracy. The last thing with that, there's a marketing agency that's run by Rahm Emanuel's brother in California, Ari Emanuel. And for all intent and purposes, it's a talent marketing agency. So when you go out there, that's the portal. You got to go through him, and from him, his network, his links would tell you whether you go into film, music, whatever. They got all the relationships, so it's a tight knit group out there in Hollywood, and that's the portal that you get in under. And so some of our brightest stars, like Kim said, that sung in the choir in the church, when they go through this portal, bad things happen.
Bad things
Presidents
happen.
are
Yes.
set. And so we got to prevent them from even wanting to go through that portal because we got this structure that can link them to anywhere in the world. So, and the last thing, the FCC, the Federal Communication Commission, I believe, but the FCC is the regulatory function of the government, and we help Kwabena Pratt, his whole thing is on this music. It's called Clear the Airways Project. So his whole thing is to not let the FCC allow this to be played. Back in the day, any raunchy music was played at 10 o'clock at night until like 6 in the morning. Well, they play it all the time, kids getting out of school and everything. So we know what it was like, and we can file FCC complaints and get them to make them adjustments. What do y'all think about that? It's something you do online, so it's not nothing that's strenuous to file complaints.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
All
that's a
right.
great idea. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so Kwabena, he might jump on here, but I tell him we pushing the Clear the Airways project no matter what, because we want to know we do have power. There's some things that we can do. People filed an FCC complaint when um, Bad Bunny Super Bowl this year. They filed it because there wasn't no white people in that. So if they could file it, we can file it for legitimate reasons that sing songs saying kill that NIGGA. So we got a real complaint to file. All right, the next item is missing persons. And I say this at every one of our summits. The FBI says 37% of all missing persons are Black women in America. That is huge. We represent 14% of the population, but we 37% of the missing people. Uh, from organ harvesting to child trafficking, you name it. There's a lot of people in the world that take us, and you don't know where we can be anywhere in the world. So our remedy, what we want to see happen with this, it goes back to what I showed you, all those 3,000 blocks. As we get really, really organized, it will be where on each block we know it's 18 houses, we know it's 5 fifth graders, it's 3 retired people. When you have that type of information and you're getting the community that organized, a car pulling up, you're gonna recognize it. Right now, people mind their own business because they don't see this block by block structure. But at a certain point, it's going to get to the point where we know what's happening in our neighborhood again. Any thoughts on that? Okay. So I got block war games on the agenda here. I don't like to talk about that yet because it's I'm gonna put the agenda back up so y'all can see it at the 3:35 mark. Block war games. I just want to tell y'all what that is when it pop up here. So y'all know I'm military man. There's some training that needs to take place for all of us, and so the block war games is a board game that we created, and it's using quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies. And it's literally like a block, and you move these pieces like almost like a Monopoly board, and you can go back and forward, and whoever finished first, that's the winner. But it's this house on the block have Big Mama in there whose son is a drug dealer. Do you skip that house? Do you go to that? This block here got a single mom who keeps getting pregnant by people in the neighborhood. This block has all the drugs. So it's literally scenarios, and as you pull the cards and go, it's allowing us to see how we would deal with that. And these are realistic scenarios on each block. And it's about 5 different scenarios. So it really gets you thinking about how your block club, if you have a block club, can combat, offer suggestions on how to finish the block war games. What do y'all think about that?
Sound good to me.
All right. And just so y'all know, the corner houses hold the key. The corner houses, because unless you got vacant lots, no one enters the block unless they come in through the corner, beginning of the block or the end. So they got a special place in this war game. All right, so now we move over to economics and construction. Economics and construction. So money-wise, Tuesday is our deadline for 1,000 people sending in their $1. The way we're set up, we got the west side, south side, east side of Chicago, and everything is linked through that. So Tuesday, June 30th is always our deadline every year. And that's because it's tied to the 4th of July weekend that comes up right after June 30th. And so philosophically, if we don't have Black agreement of pulling together something as small as $1, then that lack of agreement definitely not going to allow us to let the structure make our neighborhoods safer before the 4th of July weekend. So because it's 3 west side, south side, east side, that's 3 days it'll take to get through the 1,000. Today makes that just 3 days before June 30th. So realistically, I don't know that I don't feel confident that we're going to make it. Anything can happen. So we'll see. We're going to fight toward it. But I wanted to make sure we knew what happens Wednesday, July 1st. And what happens Wednesday, July 1st is we keep going. That's what happens. We keep going. What changes is after July 1st, and Kim, I want to make sure you hear this. What happens after July 1st, we start preparing for January 1st. So July 1st, we start preparing for January 1st. January 1st until June 30th, every year is when we invest the most money, time, resources, everything in, because we know the test is the Memorial Day, 4th of July. So after July 1st, we roll back our investment because we can't afford to keep having a $400 summit every month with food and transportation and all that. So after July 1st, we didn't do all the summits and stuff on Zoom to save money and pay back the money we spent between January and June. Do that make sense?
It makes
Yes,
sense.
that makes sense.
So for the most part, essentially, we spend about 15 grand a year to run this operation. We raise about 6,000 to 7,000 in donations, and then I kick in the other 6,000 or so. But that 6,000 come from you guys. Sister Lily, you $100 loaner. Kim, you $144 donor. So it come in from our people who really believe with their money and what we're doing. So we're borrowing that $6,000 to run real hard to see if we can get to the 1,000 the first 6 months. And then we reduce our borrowing in the latter part of the year. That's been the case for about 7 years now. Any thoughts on that from you guys?
So sorry, we still keep pushing to get 1,000 people or no?
Oh, yeah. Let me come back to that. What other question? Because I'm about to talk about that. What other question besides that one? So, because that's a big one. I got to spend some time on that. But anything else other than that? Nobody. Okay. So let me put this up so y'all can see. But to answer what Kim said, yes, it's two things that I want to anchor in that everybody's spirit from a monetary standpoint. If we had $1 million right now, we're gonna move in 2 increments no matter what, y'all. Even when we $12 million a year, we're gonna move in these 2 increments because we gotta show ourselves approved. we got to show ourselves approved. So we got 20 governors. So them governors, no matter how much money we got, they got to pass the test of managing $5,000 budget. $5,000 ain't no punk, right? But how well you do with 5K is how we get ready for you to handle 60K. You know what I mean? So we not go just, hey, he goes 60,000 because we got $20 million for all 20 zip codes. No, we got to do right by 5K. So Kim, you get that 5K no matter what. 5K time all 20 Chicago zip codes is 100K. So how well we do with 100K lets us know if we ready for broader things. What do y'all think about that? Then I'm gonna talk about the 1,000, but that's the 5,000. What do you think about that?
No comment.
That was Kim or Lily?
That was me. I said no comment. Sounds good.
Yeah, this is Kim. I was on mute. Yeah, that's good to show ourselves approved because we want to make sure that people can manage the money. So as we go up, they'll be able to manage it and have good use of our dollars. Because, personally, we don't spend our dollars the way we should. So we definitely don't want to have an organization that's not spending their dollars, with the structure that we have. So I think it's a good idea.
Absolutely,
So
Sister Pam.
So that's the 5K. Now watch this, y'all. We've built 3 5K banks already. Like we got 50 people who do the $100 loans. That's how we've been able to operate since we left corporate America since in 2014. That's how we've been able to run the organization is through our 3 $5,000 networks that you guys are a part of. So but those are loans. So you're getting that back. So we only using that money. It ain't nothing that we can grow with. We just sustain and stabilize ourselves with that. Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yes.
it's a blessing, but it got to come back. And the reason why that's a good thing it come back because the same way we're using the $5,000 as a loan, that's going to help us when it's time for real estate. So now when Sister Lily don't have enough to get into the real estate game, we built these relationships that people are built-in habits of pulling the money together. Now we just ask to redirect it to Lily. Let's get Lily in the game because she's too important from a community standpoint to not have her in position economically. We want to get everyone in the real estate, but it's certain people got to go first because their heart is in the right place. And we know when they make it, they go bring 30 people under them. Whereas you come in, you make it, it's just you. So we gonna be you gonna be last.
I feel
Y'all get what I'm saying?
I got you.
So yeah, so we gotta have that. So it's a method to the madness because some people say we shouldn't be doing loans. Loans is trust. When you get your money back, that's an extra credit, if you will, of trust. So we're building the trust no matter how much money we got. We're gonna have that because we gotta convince Black people that we can trust each other. What do y'all think about that?
You definitely need that you can trust because we don't think that the majority of us.
Yes. So that's the 5K, y'all. So we got a list of 50 Black businesses in all 20 cities. So we can show them that we did it in Chicago already with residents. Now we're saying as a business, we need you to do it so that as business owners, y'all can pour into making this structure work. So that's the 5K. The 1,000, which was your question, Kim, I'm gonna put yours up right now so you can see it today. So let's put this up right here. We got this for all U.S. cities, y'all. So when you see this, all the cities got the 50 Black businesses listed. But this represents the goal of $5,000 coming from them. We want them to do what the residents did. This here is Miami, Florida. And these are Black-owned businesses here. All of them are Black-owned. We don't have nobody on here unless they Black-owned. From funeral homes to pastime restaurant, penny diaper warehouse, Sunday Eatery is our brother, the rapper guy. Joe, what's his name down there? We got the grill in his mouth. Dang, I can't think. He was with Trina, the rapper Trina girl. That's his restaurant, Sunday Eatery. Man, I can't believe I forgot his name, but Trick Daddy, that's it. Trick Daddy, that's Trick Daddy restaurant right there, Sunday Eatery. I know he not gonna say no to us when we say, hey, let's pull together $100. Man, Trick he do more than that. But I'm just saying, this is the beginning trust. These 50 owners need to trust what we talking about. So that's why it's so low at the $100 mark, which is really $5K. This is $5,000 when these 50 businesses agree, y'all. Any thoughts on that? Okay, so now think about we got this for all 20 Black cities. We got 50 Black businesses. So that's 1,000 Black businesses that don't know us right now that we want to win them over, right? And so now let's talk about the $1,000 and why 1,000 people, $1 matters. If you're a business owner and we come talking to you about growth and pulling together, when you say you got 1,000 people backing you up, they go listen to you differently. Any owner, I don't care what your business is, you say you got 1,000 people, what? Even though we talking about $1, we got their attention, we got their trust, we got their belief. And so that's why the 1,000 is everything, because it allows us to use that as a leveraging card as we go city by city. What do y'all think about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah. So the June 30th deadline is about the violence part, because if we were to get that before the 4th of July weekend, what happens immediately is Milwaukee, Detroit, and St. Louis, because they're right close to Chicago, we'll immediately get up there and show them what we did so they can do it. In this case, they'll do the 50 Black businesses would do 5K, and that 5K will allow us to immediately get their Milwaukee children competing with the Chicago children traveling, the Detroit children competing with the Gary children traveling. So that alone, and when that's something we would then broadcast to the world that we're doing. Right now, we don't tell the world what we're doing. It's all in-house. But when we do this, showing 1,000 people in agreement, now we can show them, look, 1,000 Black people agree, executed, and now our young people are traveling. They meeting each other. They competing against each other all around the Midwest. So what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, engaging.
And just so y'all know, this will show you this right here. When we said Miami and Detroit and all these places, we know every single month for the whole year what neighborhood we're in. Look at Chicago. Today is June 27th. You see what neighborhood we're in?
Inglewood.
In Atlanta, in June, we in Mechanicsville. You hear T.I. talking about Mechanicsville. In Miami, Florida, Edgewater. In St. Louis, Missouri this month, Mark Twain. In Detroit this month, Franklin Park. In New Orleans this month, Kim, you know how to say that?
I can't see New Orleans.
BS1. Right here in the middle. Kim from Louisiana, so I wanted her to shine with that. You see it, Kim? She might be on mute. But Audubon, looks like I might be butchering it. Fountain Heights in Birmingham, Alabama. So when we talk about them teen takeovers, imagine teenagers traveling on tour all around this country. And it's paid for by our business owners putting up the 5,000 and us convincing the residents to put up the 1,000.
Yes, I see it. This is Kim.
Did I say it right?
Audubon, yes, you did.
Yes.
Audubon. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So every month we know every neighborhood in Black America where we want to be traveling to. And that travel is how we're going to keep the young people minds from being bored, because they're meeting new people, going different places, and you got vibrancy. Now we moving around instead of in the barbershop talking about local stuff. Hey, I'm in Detroit today. I'm in Milwaukee next week. And them 50 Black businesses in every one of these cities is paying for it, y'all. The 1,000 people in every one of them zip codes is paying for it, y'all. We ain't burnt nobody out. All right. I see we got Superstar Siobhan on. Hey, Superstar Siobhan. We about to talk about well, we was talking about the youth, but I want to make sure they hear what you're doing. So I want to get you on so you can talk about this my Navy buddy. We're shipmates. So I want to make sure y'all hear what this queen is doing too. But What do you think about what you just heard so far? I'm not sure how long you was on.
I've been on about almost 30 minutes.
Oh, so you heard it. Wait, what you think about what you heard? You
I
said
mean, I'm
first
just
one.
I mean, my mind was just going through some different questions. I don't know if they could have been covered in the beginning. It's like, is this some kind of scoreboard, tracking device? Like, I mean, tracking table for like the payees. And then two, if we sending the youth out into these areas, what exactly are they doing in those areas? If the businesses are sponsoring them to travel, are they doing
Yeah.
so I don't know if you're familiar
Mm-hmm.
with what a blitz
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm. And
You know what
I
a blitz is?
educate me. I got my mind. I know what I think it is, but
Okay, a
you
blitz is
educate me.
when so I mean you could think of like guerrilla marketing or something like that. So let's say you got, I don't know how long they supposed to be in the zip codes or cities or areas or communities where they're there for that, like you said, it's June 27th. They supposed to be at Inglewood. Okay. Are the children on the street wearing a t-shirt or something with
Mm-hmm.
whatever this initiative is called? Are
Mm-hmm.
they handing out flyers for all of the Black businesses that sponsored them so that people can go patronize those businesses? So a blitz is when you send a bunch of people into one area and they flyer it, market, whatever it is that they're pushing. So, think about politicians, they might have a bunch of people sitting around handing out flyers, one on every corner. So that would be a blitz. And even if they were going door to door and and handing out flyers to people in that community to know to go to that business because that business is part of this situation,
Booyah.
this independent Black economics, right? So
Booyah. I love it. I
that would be
love
my
it.
only question. Like, if the children are going,
Yeah.
what are they actually doing, right? Because they need to be doing something that shows them to be active, right?
Yes, indeed.
Secondly, is if that company that sponsored them is also gaining economically from that activity because now they're out marketing. That's something that they may not be able to do, is to have, someone to stand outside under their payroll to do that. So if once a year, like you said, during a time when it's probably low business or whatever the case may be, some people can be out pushing like, hey, maybe they got a special, maybe, who knows, right? Maybe it's a QR code, whatever can be possible for the budget that's there. But definitely something to let the community know, hey, and if it
Mm,
is a door to door, if it's, a couple of people standing out
mm,
in front of those businesses, letting people know, hey, come in, we got the best pie. Come in, they got, they doing, t-shirts. If people got little t-shirt spray painting, whatever you got going on. Maybe they doing hair and okay, she doing 150 for box braids instead of 200, whatever it is to help
I got
garner
you. I
that
got
business too, especially during
you.
a
Yeah.
low period.
Now,
So that's
y'all
what
can
my
tell
mind
she
said. I didn't say
military, right?
anything because I'm just
Can
listening.
can y'all tell she military?
Yeah,
Can
kind
y'all
of,
pick up? Yeah, y'all
kind
can see
of.
how orderly she wants a
Yeah,
structure order.
yeah, I can see it.
So Shimon, the beauty is every day, every day we got 108 blocks that we should be on. So right
Hmm.
now, this not so these blocks that they should be on sits inside of a village. So that number in front of it, that's who holds the information for anything we
Hmm.
gather. So I would say the beauty with every one of our young people is they're gonna automatically be trained on how to organize. And so when you go door to door, it goes to what Kim was talking
Hmm.
about when you saw the 7 daily living habits. So wherever we go in the world, we want people to tell us which of these habits you care about. So when they knock on the door, where they just shot this sister at on Homan in Chicago Avenue, when they go out there and they talk to the people, man, what do you think it's going to
Hmm.
take to stop this shooting? Man, it's the youth. Okay, see right here, every Saturday is youth day. How about you give me your name and number and we go work with you on Saturday so we can do something what you just said. Oh no, it's about economics. Okay, well, Wednesday right here is economic day. Let us get your numbers so we can work with you on. So everywhere they go, anywhere they go, we got to keep organizing. because the habits is something that allow us to get unified, coordinated anywhere we go. And these blocks today, if I had 108 people, these are the blocks they're going to. And they go with the 7-day living habits and ask the people which of them habits they care about. What do you think about that?
Okay.
See, I
You
figured
know,
you
because
would like that.
all my man just went to was I don't know if you've seen the what is it, Israelites United in Christ.
Oh yeah, the purple
Have you seen those
guys.
guys? Or the guys that, yeah,
Oh
they wear the
yeah.
purple, was the guy to New York
Yep.
or whatever. They say they're not Hebrew Israelites,
Yep.
they some type of Christians. Um,
Yep.
so you got to think about those guys. I don't know if you've been out, but it's the summertime. They out there. They
Yeah.
at every
Yeah. Yeah.
festival. They at every, that's how they grow, right? I don't even know how many of them it be out there, but it'd be at least 100 of
Yeah.
those guys or more. Because
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
moving
Yeah.
around that area, it'll be about 10 on one corner, another 10 on one corner, another 15
Yeah.
somewhere else. A group of them be marching down the street. There might be 30 of them, so you can't tell how many of
Yeah.
those men is out there, but they are
Yeah.
out there in
Yes.
numbers big enough for you to see their presence,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
And feel it,
Yeah.
right? So that would be the goal,
No, wait. So
and that's
actually,
how you grow
no,
your numbers, you know.
but watch this. Here's what they don't have, and that's okay because they're not built for that. They represent. You see, protest team 2 in front of it right here. You see, protest team number 2. It's in red
Mm-hmm.
on the left side. They represent
Mm-hmm.
team 2. Those are people who they active. They out there. They in your face. You and I are team 3. You see us, we military
Mm-hmm.
veterans, police, firefighter. So the beauty
Mm-hmm.
with this is whatever
Mm-hmm.
lane you in, hey, we get with you and we do that. And so all of them guys marching leave a block somewhere. And whatever block they left, I guarantee you they don't have the census. They don't know it's 16 houses, 3 retired people, 1 missing person in the abandoned building there. Because whenever you gather, you leaving somewhere.
Oh,
And
you,
that's
you
what
would
our
be
zip
imagine
code.
you would be you wouldn't imagine what they do. Those
No, I
people,
just
they
know.
have they be out on the street, but they do phone banks certain days out of the week where they call in their neighbors to try to get them engaged.
Yep, yep,
So
yep, yep,
they do a lot of outreach stuff. I think they got some food stuff they do, like,
yep,
so they're doing different levels
yep,
of things. I don't know what they're doing in Chicago. I got a friend of mine who is with them in Kentucky, and
yep,
he's like, oh, on
yep.
Wednesday we do phone banking. On
But
Saturday we
let
do
me
something, like they be out
right,
in the
right.
street on,
But
and he
here's
got a
here's the
job,
here's the difference though, Siobhan. I just want to structure because I don't want to compete with them. Here's what I'm saying. Only the post office and the
Mhm,
Census Bureau in America is territory based
mhm,
24/7. Like that's all they do. Any interest, they are interest
mhm,
based organization. They're interest. Any interest, you gotta touch people that care about your interest. So that's when you're gonna look like they can't afford to stay on Chicago Avenue
mhm,
and Holman if the people not gonna work with them. Because they got too much other territory to cover. That's where we come in. That we're territory based. So whether you like us or not, whether you want to work with us or not, we're gonna
mhm,
still capture what's happening block by block because you're in that zip code. And that's the difference. We're like the post office. Post office don't care if you like them or not. You could be atheist, Buddhist. They still got to deliver to you. The Census Bureau, whether they don't like you or not, your interests don't matter. They
mhm,
still, that's who we are. So that's what makes us totally unique from anybody else. But we'll work with them because to
mhm,
us, they're team 2. So we'll support them. Like if all them brothers told us what zip codes, hey, we got
mhm,
this governor who will support whatever you're doing, but we want to make sure they know the difference. And only the Post
mhm,
Office Census Bureau is in our position, that
mhm.
we in their position, I should say. Well, do that make sense? They can't be everywhere is the
I hear
point.
you.
They can't be. It's impossible. And that's the beauty of the zip code. The zip codes are everywhere. That don't change. So that's what's unique. And that's how we should
Mhm,
support whoever is doing good in the zip codes. That's what allow us to be supportive because we know they can't. Now they're a strike team, so they can deploy when we need someone to do something, hey, we got to feed people. They can rally and go do that. That's good. We need that. But it's someone sick in the house who can't go out there with them. Well, we stay back there with them. You know what I mean? Because of the governor of the zip code.
Mhm.
So I just want to make sure everyone watching can hear the difference, so that way they'll know our job is to support whoever in the black zip code is doing good. So that way it ain't no competition. It's support. It's reinforcement. Do that make sense?
Mhm.
Excellent. So Siobhan, if you don't mind, tell everyone who you are, your business, and what you want to see happen before you leave this earth.
Okay. So my name is Siobhan Woodard. I'm the owner and operator of Mr. Appliance of West Loop. So that is an appliance repair, maintenance, installation business that is we service throughout the city, but our core territory is downtown and the west side, including the west suburbs. But we do again service throughout the city. So we'll be on the south side, we'll be on the low end, we'll be up north. But yeah, so again, that's one thing that I'm doing. Something that's always near and dear to me is always the economic advancement of my people. So trades is an amazing thing. We are a trade industry. So I am a female in the trades. I'd love to see more women come into the trades. Ironically, there are a lot of Black women coming into the trades, even if, the public may not be seeing it. Amongst us, we are starting to see each other more and more, and that's not necessarily in Chicago, but just throughout the United States as a whole. Some of them are popping up on YouTube. Some men within the trades are introducing me to some of the other women that are in the trades. And like any good mother, she want to see her children grow and have the knowledge. So a lot of us are starting institutions for us to train young men and
Yes.
women in the trades. That's something that's near and dear to me. So I have a curriculum that I developed. I've been out talking to people. I was at Kennedy King this just earlier this week, talking to them about seeing if it's a possibility of bringing it over there under their Dawson's program.
Mm.
As Sai mentioned, I am a U.S. Navy veteran. Um, I'm the first female commander of what is the trade district within the American Legion. So that includes ComEd, People's Gas, the Gas Workers Union, pipe union. So a lot of the unions are part of the American Legion. So that would be the veterans that are within those unions. They have a American Legion post. We got about 19
Mm.
posts within the second district. We are the only district that's 100% bordered in the city of Chicago. And
Now, what does that mean when you say
there's a
border?
little fight going on around that.
No,
So all of
what
the
do that
other
mean? You say
districts
border.
leak,
What does that
like
mean?
meaning that our borders are 100% within the city of Chicago, meaning that we do not go into like Mount Prospect or Arlington Heights. We are situated from the lakefront to, I think, California. And then we go as far north as like Irvin Park or Devon, and then we go to 16th Street. The districts that are the other districts, they all go into the suburbs. So they only have a portion of the city. We're the only
Okay.
district that is 100% situated in the city borders. So we have no borders that, go over into the suburban areas. Why is that important? Because that means our leadership normally lives in the city. So we
Excellent.
are, native to the city, whereas the other ones that go into the suburbs, their leadership most likely is in the suburban area because they have more economics at those posts
Yep.
because those suburban towns support their posts. So their leadership is not situated in the city, meaning that some of them have no interest in really, how do I want to say, working with the city to support the veterans in the city. Let me say it like that. You know what I mean? Because they're in the suburban area, so their membership is most likely in the other suburbs, right? So you can
Yeah.
think if they're in Oak Park, then they're probably doing Oak Park, Forest Park, Westchester, you
Right.
know,
Right. Right.
into the end, right? Then if they got Arlington Heights as part of it, even though they got north side of the city, they still doing Mount Prospect, Arlington Heights, Hoffman Estates. They're there, right? The Elgin, they're pushing people to those posts. They're not necessarily coming into the city and being like, oh, let me, like the Puerto Rican Day Parade just happened. One of our posts is named after a soldier that died during the OEF, which is Afghanistan Iraq War. He was born and raised in Humble Park, right? So we have a post that's named after him. It's predominantly Puerto Rican. It is the Puerto Rican area code is their number. And every year we march in that parade in honor of him. Okay. Even though that's not our district, right?
Right.
That's
Well, it's in
really,
the
I think, like the 7th or 8th district,
so
This
so we
is
got
so,
Mississippi
but we
on.
march in that.
But we got Mississippi on. Do you have any like relationships with Mississippi Post?
So, as far as Mississippi goes, I'm gonna say, my mama would love for me to go there next week with her. Amen. I may not be going with her next week, but Mississippi, I was just there in October. I always say I'm like I was born and raised here, but I definitely spent the more formative years. Every summer I spent in Mississippi until I was about 16 years old. So educated in Chicago, but raised in Mississippi is how I like to describe myself. So my
Yeah.
family is very much so tied. I think I heard somebody say that people don't want to go back. Well, that ain't my family. My cousin just built a house. That's why they going down there for the 4th, because he trying to spend some
Wow.
time at his house he got down there. Um,
What town? What
so
town?
my family, most of them have, so my family is primarily from Calhoun City, which is about 30 minutes from Tupelo. Most people know Tupelo because of Elvis. So it's about 30 minutes from Tupelo. Grenada, it's about an hour from Memphis. And
Yes, that's north of
yeah,
me.
so they've been purchasing homes somewhere between Tennessee and Mississippi is where a lot of my family,
See,
once they retire from their jobs here, they go back
that's
south.
powerful. That's powerful. Nah, that's what we need. So
Yeah.
now, who got questions for so that's her right there, y'all. I put the picture up so y'all can see who y'all listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got questions for our queen here. Excellent. Okay, good. So now, so Shabbat, by you jumping on with your last name, you already gave us what we needed. Feel free to stay on, but if you got to drop off,
Mhm.
no problem at all. We'd love for you to. We are recording it, so you'll be able to watch it if you got to get off as well.
Excuse me. I have a question. Good
Okay.
afternoon, everyone.
Oh, I didn't even know you was on, Governor. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Mhm.
This our host right here, y'all. This 60621 Governor Inglewood. Go ahead.
Good afternoon again. I'm very interested in her comments. And two things I was intrigued by about her appliance shop. And I wanted to know, number one, are you commercial or are you commercial and residential with your services? And then number two,
So we are residential, and we do what we call light commercial. So light commercial is going to be like maybe the warmers you might find in a Subway or something like that. Any equipment you might find in a small restaurant or cafe. We're not industrial, so we
okay.
don't do, we kind of say like we don't do anything hardwired in, that's
Okay.
plugged in. But yeah, so we essentially do what we call light commercial and residential.
Okay. You stressed about the Legions halls, and you sort of
Mhm.
kind of tapped into a part is part of my question. Can you really expound on really the significance
Mhm.
of being in Chicago, and how do the Legions in Chicago fare better being led by people in Chicago?
So, and I don't want to get too much into the politics, but we understand the politics of our nation
Okay.
at this moment, right?
Okay.
And if we understand the politics of our nation, then we maybe understand the politics of Illinois. Okay. So Illinois is not a Democratic state. Okay.
Okay.
Illinois is a Republican state. The city of Chicago is a Democratic city.
Right.
Okay. So you say, what's the significance of that? Is that same politics is what leads organizations that have some of those very same people who have formed them. Okay.
Okay.
If we look at the history of the military and these organizations and unions as a whole, okay, because the American Legion is kind of like a union for
Right.
veterans, right?
Okay.
We pay a
Okay.
membership. We are a lobbyist organization. We lobby for veteran benefits for veteran families. Okay.
Okay.
The government is not writing these policies. These policies are coming out of these veteran organizations, and we get on the Hill and we lobby for them. Our conferences are starting to come up where we're going to be looking at policies that are coming out of each of the states because the policy comes out of the post.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Now, what is the significance of being represented in the city of Chicago? That means that you have posts that are minorities,
Okay.
right? Or people of color, because I hate to use the
Okay.
word minority.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have posts that are made up of people of color. So you may have a post that say Vietnamese post. You may have a Chinese American post. You may
Okay.
have a Black post, right? Harold Washington post. So you have that significant cultural reference. But
Okay.
when you go
Good point.
outside of the city,
We already know.
you no longer have culturally relative posts. Okay.
Okay.
You have John Smith, who probably still flies a Confederate flag. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So
That's true.
you just have a different dynamic when you get out of the city boundaries.
Okay.
Right.
I can.
And I'm
That's what
just
you
gonna
read,
say
right,
this
guys?
as a thing is that politics leads our is that what you're asking me? Because those politics lead our
Well,
organization, and we in the city are trying to counter it as much as we can because we know that our dynamics and our population is not the driving population of the organization. We just had a
Right.
statewide meeting, and I think it was 14 between women and men of color. It was probably 14 of us total. It was
I
five
guess what I.
Out of how
females
many?
and
Okay.
maybe 9 men of color
Out of how many? Out
there
of how many?
between Latinos and Black people
Out of how many,
out of
though,
at
Siobhan?
least 100 plus people.
Okay.
And I guess. I
Oh, at
guess
least
this is what.
100 plus people that was sitting
Okay.
in that room.
But I guess this is what I really want to say. How can Black people support you and
Hmm.
the other posts? Because my father was not a part of an army post, military post, and a lot of people are not.
Hmm.
And when I look at TV, when the white legions have their big things, they have hundreds and hundreds of people, but we don't see that. I don't know,
So do.
Saran, what is the base over there? I mean, the Legion on Montfort's Point. Is that Navy or Marines on 70, 69th, 70th,
Oh,
and
you talking about a base or you talking about a post?
no, it's a post. I think it's a post.
Okay, so oh,
And
okay,
I
is it a
know they
post
have a
or
lot of
armory? Because
financial.
because on the south side you guys have some armories. Say that again.
No, it's a post. No, it's a post. You talking about
Now this is a
uh
post, and they had some
Carlos
real fine.
Redmond. Yeah, Carlos Redmond is a part of that.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
But the reason I say because that one I'm using that one in
so
particular.
you got a hair.
No, I want to just stay right there for a moment.
It's off of
Because
what
I'm
street?
looking at the how can we support because the
Okay.
one on Vincennes had a big serious financial problem. Because I think they had low membership, didn't have the money,
Hmm.
threatening to be closed. How can the community rally around these legions to give them financial support? Or is it
Good
needed?
question.
So each legion is a little bit different. Well, financial support and membership is always needed. Okay. Now, if your father was a veteran, you can join the auxiliary. Okay. That post may not have an auxiliary, but that district may have an auxiliary. Okay. Now,
Oh,
something that is a little bit, this is just some inside politics. The auxiliary is a standing organization on its own that was sanctioned by Congress.
okay.
So
Hmm.
even if that post went away, that auxiliary stays. It is its own congressionally chartered organization on its own. And that is the
Okay.
spouses, daughters, even if the sons wanted to join of veterans, veterans, their grandchildren. So it could be your father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, great grandfather, great grandmother that is the veteran, or your spouse.
Right.
Okay. Obviously, with the nature of things, genders have, so husbands, if a wife is in the military, a husband can join, because of course these organizations were founded when women were not allowed to serve. Okay. So
Right.
now they are open to husbands. So we just say spouses. And now that,
Yep.
people who have fluid sexuality, their spouses. Okay. So the auxiliary is a freestanding organization. A daughter of a veteran, granddaughter, um, wife, they can join the auxiliary. Okay. If you're a
Okay. All
son
right.
of a veteran, you can join the Sons of the Legion. Okay.
Okay.
Now, that Sons of the Legion is an attachment to that Legion post. Okay.
Okay.
They have their own membership fees. However, that finances the Legion activities. If you are a
Okay.
veteran, even if you don't want to hold any type of political role within the system, you should join your Legion or any veteran organization, because all of them are struggling, okay,
Okay.
for membership, be it a
Okay.
VFW,
And
be it
yeah,
a DAV. You may or may not be familiar with the DAV,
Yeah, I've
or an
heard of them.
American
that
Legion. The
Yeah.
American
but
Legion is
Devon,
the
that
largest.
falls, all of that falls under Team 3. So we're gonna do a better job of getting support because there's veterans who are
Okay.
not active with in their own zip codes to the Legion. So we're gonna, that's one of the benefits of me and Siobhan meeting each other. We're gonna grow what she's
Okay.
doing and her being a black business owner too. So that's a 2-for-1 with her. We
Okay.
we gotta move, y'all, because it's 4:30.
Yes.
Let
Thank
me
you
show
so
you
much.
guys. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is
Yeah,
my
you
sister,
can pass
Robin
my
Lewis.
information to her if she like it, Si.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You heard me,
Well,
Si.
I'm gonna make sure
You can
everybody
pass
got
my
your info.
information on to her if she wants to go. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
No, but you as a business owner, we're about to talk about how we got to support you guys as owners anyway. So yeah, I was hopeful you would be okay with that. So this is authorized. Robin Lewis authorized me to share this. So don't think I would be sharing your information if y'all didn't give me the green light to. But this here is the Wednesday habit of Economic Day. Naming 4 black businesses that you personally spent money with. And so I want to just highlight what my sister did with hers. And the red represents she didn't spend money with a black business. So look on the left, it has the months, January all the way to December. So this is her 1 year snapshot on if she spent with 48 businesses for the year. That's 4 businesses times 12 months. Okay. So if we go through January, it shows that in January, she didn't spend no money with no business, not a seamstress, not a gas station, not a barber, not a corner store. So those 4 she missed. Then you go down to February, she didn't spend no money with a black restaurant. She did spend money with the liquor store. Y'all see that? She spent it with a liquor store in zip code 338. So now we know that's a black owned liquor store because what she's reporting. She didn't spend money with a black dentist or any black business. And Jackometric Auto and Tires, we know that's black owned because she did spend money with them. So in February, she was 50% black, if you will, because she got 2 out of 4. So that's 50%. Then if you look here under March, she did way better. She went to a beautician, Lock It Up hair salon. That's the zip code. She went back to the liquor store again. And then she spent money with Nelson's Tax Service. That zip code there. And then she missed one. So she's 75% there. And then in April, she hit it out the park. She made up. She went to the Greek Stop Apparel. It is black owned. I don't know why they call it Greek, y'all, but it's black owned. And she spent money at them 2 places. She spent money at Robert's Soul Food at that zip code. She spent money at this. This is a young boy. This is a real small boy
Okay.
hot dog stand. And so she supported him. And then she went back to the liquor store. So
That's your
everybody you got.
divine nine with that Greek. You
Wait,
heard
what
me?
was
That's your
that?
divine nine. That's your sororities and fraternities. That's your Greek.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
divine
You're right.
nine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're right. So, but the premise is this, y'all. The goal is that Chinatown, Greek Town, Little Italy, they can name 20 a month. We saying just 4. So when you see red, that's when we asking you to send $5 to the business that's above that. So that way, in this case, she is spending $20 in January because it's 5 to a seamstress, a gas station, a barber, and a corner store because she didn't spend money on her own. What do y'all think about that? This is the name your four that's going to allow us to every person we meet to ask them to honor the Wednesday habit of not giving money to people who don't care about our conditions. This is a game changer because it holds us accountable. This is her report, not mine. Mine is filled in. I ain't never missed. But what what do y'all think about this?
That's good.
Oh,
I was at a
thi-
black restaurant today.
That's
yeah,
good, but side, okay, if you don't need a seamstress, you won't be spending money to a seamstress, but you just want us to send the $5 to the seamstress if you don't even need one. Is that
Big
correct?
time. Yeah, because it's a spirit. So what we're saying is think about Chinatown, Greektown, Little Italy. They can name 20. We can't name 4. Like that I want to get that in our spirit, y'all. Like, man, any business owner, we got one on here now with Sister Siobhan. Any business owner, they got overhead, if nothing else, just overhead alone. And so 1,000 people sending $5 matters. You know,
Yes.
if 1,000 people can't name their force, I just want to get us into the mentality that we want to circulate money any chance we get, and sort of the penalty, if you will, is the $5. You don't have to do that. That's only if you can't name 5 on your own. That's all.
I see. I see.
so this is Kim. Now I see how important it is to name your businesses because I spend with Black businesses all the time, but I don't ever send you the
Thank
names so
you.
their names don't get on
Thank
the
you.
list so other people can
Thank
see
you.
what businesses are there. So I'm gonna try to
Thank
be
you.
better with sending you the
Thank,
name.
thank you. I'm glad you said it because I was going to emphasize. I didn't know Imperial Liquor was Black owned. I seen that place. When she put that on the list, I said, "Oh man, okay, cool." So this helps all of us out. If you got family in Georgia, you can now get them this list.
Mm.
They grow because of what y'all just seen, and now you get to tell others. Mario hot dog stand, 10-year-old, under 13, running the hot dog stand. This is important, so that's a big deal. All right. At the bottom here, I just want y'all to see this. See Metcalf at the bottom everywhere, Metcalf, Mississippi.
Okay.
Y'all see it
Yes. And
all the way
that's
at the bottom.
one.
Yes.
Metcalf, Mississippi is
Mhm.
100% Black. So everyone in that town is Black.
Mm.
This is their job. Like, they're gonna be responsible for calling 46 million Black people every month and getting a 4. And that what you see down there is that office MS1 Metcalf. They go call all the Gary, Chicago, and Atlanta people and get their name your 4. Metcalf number 4 office, all the people in Dallas and Memphis. So y'all see how we got a plan for them that's gonna keep them busy forever.
Okay.
So that's it. There are no questions on that. We can move on. But yeah, I just wanted to emphasize on economics that this is the name your 4 is big, y'all. And when we get our 1,000 people doing $1 to us, that's 4,000 Black businesses that we're gonna hear about because of them same 1,000 people giving us the dollar. The flow is also naming a 4. So imagine 4,000 businesses being impacted because of the 1,000 people doing $1. Any thoughts on that? Excellent. All right. So now we on education. So Governor Charles, you got anything? The teachers are out of school. This tend to be the economic hardship of our teachers, y'all. Governor Charles, you with us?
Yes, I am. How's everybody doing?
Good
All right.
afternoon.
What's up, Governor?
Hey, Joe, what's up, man?
Everything good.
So Charles, talk to us about the teachers and when they out of school and economics and anything else. We got 5 minutes for that.
Yeah, well, you know, every June come around, that's the end of the school year. We all know that. Here in Chicago, speaking on Chicago, which is 2 months, we don't return to work for 2 months. And the hardship is everyone has to find some way to plug in or fill in the gaps because the bills keep on going, and a lot of teachers suffer and educators suffer when that time comes, because everybody's not going to get picked for summer school. That's the first thing. And then some people don't want to employ you if they know you're going to possibly leave in 2 months. So it's a lot of suffrage in between that period until most of us start back uh, when school starts back.
Nah, that's real, y'all. What's y'all thoughts on that? Our teachers. Y'all might be on mute. Let me take this down. Anybody?
You know, he said something I never even thought about. And I've always felt teachers taught summer school if they wanted to or not, because I have a sister now. She said she taught 1 year. She never wanted to go back, you know. However, and I didn't think about that point, but the point he said about other employers not wanting to hire them because it's only for a 2-year stint. So that's that same thing they used to tell you if you had a better paying job and you apply for a job that's less to pay, oh, you're gonna leave as soon as you get another offer, you know. I hadn't looked at them in that situation.
Yeah. And I personally believe with our teachers duty day every second Saturday of the month and our teachers convention every April, teachers every profession goes through teachers, so they are essential, you know.
Exactly.
And I personally feel, yeah, when they're out of school, the society should roll out the red carpet. So you got an Airbnb in New Orleans, you giving it up 2 times for the teachers. If you got a condo sitting atop Navy Pier, you giving it up for the teachers. Like, can we create an atmosphere where the teachers feel love when they done their assignment for the school year? If you got a landscaping company, you cutting their grass for free 2 times. Whatever, you in every zip code, you know find out who the teachers are, and let's love on them during these months to reduce the hardship or just show appreciation. What do y'all think about that?
Sounds good. It's an excellent suggestion.
Yeah.
All right. Charles, anything else before we move on?
So can
Okay.
I ask a quick question?
Of course.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I? So when the teachers are out, is the whole time that the children are out of school, or is there like a period where you guys come back in? That's like a transition before they come back to school, and then 2 is, are they looking for work opportunities, or are they be it part-time or full-time or whatever the case may be, or are they just seeking support?
May I address that?
We got the retired teacher. Go ahead, Lily.
Well, my tenure, when I'm retired, of course, but we used to get jobs. There was a time you had 3 months out here in Mississippi. You don't have that many now. So we would do little other jobs. Some of us went to summer camps and worked in summer camps and other places for those 3 months. My husband did some carpentry, roofing and stuff like that. And then we had the opportunity to, what I did was spread my money across 12 months. Well, it was 9 months you got paid for, but you could spread the 9-month contract.
Yeah.
So that's what we did here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charles.
Sure.
What about you, Charles?
Yeah, it's Charles. Yeah, Lily, I appreciate you saying that, and that's what we used to. We used to have something called I'm trying to see deferred payment, something like where they would take a certain amount out of our checks to cover the something, and the Chicago board got rid of that because what they were saying were the problem was the banks were making them pay too much to hold that amount of money. Yeah, so that was a situation there, and I hear you on the spread your money out. You know, that's what most of us try to do, I mean, today's problem is the economy too tight for a lot of things here in Chicago.
Mhm.
Don't know about Mississippi, but
The
Chicago
gas prices.
is burning up people. They burning people up. Taxes on houses
Mhm.
and everything else. And then I want to get back to Kim and what she asked me. I'm
No, that was
sorry. Was
Siobhan.
that you, Kim? That was
No,
Siobhan.
Siobhan.
Siobhan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Siobhan. Yeah, you the one with the repair. I mean, with the appliances and repair, right? Am I right? First of all,
Correct.
Yeah.
okay,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Correct.
And you asked me. I remember the first question. I'm trying to get to the first question and answer that for you. First question you asked was,
I
do
forgot it too. So what
we,
was it, Siobhan?
yeah, do we have any?
Oh,
Do
it's
we
like, are
have?
you guys are you seeking employment opportunities, be it part-time or
Thank you. Okay.
full?
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
and then the other question was, are people seeking just financial assistance, like maybe something kind of emergency come up, so they like, okay, my car broke down, I put my money to the side, but I need help to get this car fixed so that I can, still move around, right? So is it support that's needed, or is it opportunities that are needed to have some kind of finances coming in addition over that time period? And then I was asking, is it 2 months, or how long is the period?
Mm-hmm. Okay. To get to that first question, um, uh, yeah, I would say that other opportunities like a lot of people got two jobs as teachers. They got two jobs. That way, that's how some
Okay.
of them overcome it. And like me, for instance, I do landscaping in the summer. I switch off. I do landscaping.
Okay.
And the I mean, everybody ain't gonna get that opportunity. Some people's in better shape than we know, and they teachers. So
Hmm.
it depends on where
Hmm.
you at. That's I could just say that with that. Depending on you might be already be in financial trouble.
Okay.
I don't know. Who knows? But
So let me do this because we only got like
mm,
11 minutes left. So
yeah.
let me say this. So it's both though to me, Siobhan. I think we should pay homage to teachers anyway. So even if they don't need it, we shower them with some extra. So I just think that's a spirit of investing in someone that pours into our young people. So that's one. But in the emergency situation, whatever zip code they come from, that's where we tap in first. So
Hmm.
if some teacher's in trouble in Roseland, we'll be going to the Roseland people in the zip code saying, hey, how can we support them? So that way it's still local and they helping one of their own. And that's with anybody in the country. We always try to help them in the emergency situation based on their zip code. And then if the zip code can't do it, then we elevate it up and we might ask the whole city, that type of thing. All right, so let's move, you guys. We got 11 minutes, so let me bring this next one up real quick. Food. So I was hoping we could have got one of our farmers on here, but just so y'all know, the FIFA World Cup, some of the people around the world said they bring in their own food because they don't want to eat American food. What do y'all think about that?
Hmm.
Who said that?
Are they letting them bring the food in? Because normally they stop them at the, you know, checkpoints.
I haven't checked with customs to see but just the fact that they said that, what do y'all think about that? I just want to get y'all spirit about that.
Simon, who says
I,
that?
I,
Oh, the FIFA, the World Cup. So the World Cup is happening now.
Oh yeah,
So
the
all
people
people
that
all around
play
the
it.
world is competing,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
This is Kim. I agree with them because people that have been to other countries, just
Mhm.
Mexico or the different, nearby countries, we have way more chemicals in our food than they
Mhm.
do. So they don't want to contaminate their bodies with the food that we have here. So I would agree. Now they probably don't know about the black
Mhm.
farmers, but just food in general. Because I have a guy that I know that went to Panama, and he says when he goes to Panama, the food digests better. When you look at a bottle of ketchup, all they have is tomatoes and something else. They don't have all those chemicals that we have on our thing. So I agree with them not eating our food. And then most of the stuff that they have is banned. We can't even export our food because they don't want it. It's too much chemicals. So I agree with them.
Make us
I
aware of
agree
that.
with you
That's
on that.
real, y'all. That's some real
That's why we
stuff.
got
The
all this
food is poisoning
medication.
us.
That's why we got
Right.
all
There
this
you go.
medication going
Yeah.
on.
All
Mhm.
right. So anyone in disagreement with that? Like, I think everybody agree that the food is poisoning us, unfortunately. Okay. And
That's
just so y'all know,
absolutely
the
correct.
nicotine companies, the tobacco companies that used to RJ and all of them, they in the late 80s they switched over to food. So that's when processing food they took that over. So the same people that brought us nicotine to hook you on cigarettes is in charge of the food now. So ain't that backwards?
Mhm.
All right, so we go push getting our people to grow their own food, to have backyards and windowsill vegetables, and communicate and share it in the zip codes. That's and then eventually, like my mother-in-law is in Georgia with a box truck. We eventually need to make sure our people from the South that can grow longer because it's warmer, that we have that commerce going back and forth across state lines with us bringing up our produce from the South in quantities that we might not be able to grow it. Any thoughts on that before we move off of food?
Excellent. Let us know when it happens.
I know, right? All right. So now policy and legal accountability. There's this section here. So this is just like the government report card. Every second Friday is report card day for politicians. Every second Friday, and we haven't done it in probably 20 years the way we used to do it, where we literally had a report card and we went and asked the people on the block to evaluate the elected official. One day we'll get back to that because I think it will help the elected officials to have a documented track record of how the community feels. So that way you don't have to wait 4 years to try to prove to them you have, 12 second Fridays a year to show you how they think about you. Any thoughts on that?
I think that's good. And the other side of that, not only holding the politician accountable, but it gets more of the community people involved with their politicians and what they're supposed to be doing and
Yes.
what are they doing.
Yeah,
So
I would agree.
let me.
I would agree. Oh, I was going to just say I would agree with the report card because that would help people when it's time to vote, so they don't keep
Yes.
voting for the same people over and over because that's what we have in
Mhm.
Chicago.
I know that's the truth.
So look at this.
Yeah,
This is
because some
this
people
is
are
the
in
report
office
card.
off a name only.
Yeah. Now look at this, y'all. This is the old report card right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. The sun is up there, but I'm gonna read to you real quick. This is a real grade, April 20th, 2002. The alderman got an A for community involvement, an A for community outreach, a D for information sharing, an A for sensitivity to the community, a D for staff responsiveness, a D for community programs, a D for dealing with loitering, a C for dealing with beautification, A for health initiatives, A for economic development, a B for education, a B for public safety, a B for police relations, A for senior citizens. Overall grade is a C. That's what one leader resident said about the elected official. What do y'all think about that type of documentation?
That's good. Hold them
I like it.
accountable.
I like it. I like it.
Me too.
Mhm.
Okay, laws on the books. Now, I say this with the laws on the books, you guys, because, and this goes into what Siobhan was talking about, lobbyists. Eventually, the block by block could have its own version of a union to see how what's happening in legislation all over the state, county is affecting the people on the block. But the laws that's on the books, that's what we got to become more educated on. Every July 1st and January 1st, whatever laws they pass, that's when they go into effect. So we got to do a better job of our team, 8 people on the block. That's our legal team monitoring what's happening so they can educate us on what's happening legally. So that's team number 8 out of 8 teams. Any thoughts on that? Okay.
I
Voter
think that's
registration,
awesome
Craig
because
Wimberly with. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you got
because
it. Go ahead, Shimon.
people may not know that they can run for things like the school councils, right? So people should be getting very involved, especially if they got young people in school or their grandchildren is in the school system. you know,
Yep.
the lowest, what is it, like entry into politics is coming through some of these school boards. So you'll see people with
Yes.
radical ideas coming on those school boards, and most people are not even thinking about those as being people that could potentially,
Yep.
be an alderman or governor at some point.
Yes.
Good
So
point.
the community definitely got to start sitting on some of these boards and being more active. And
Yes.
the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I brought up the thing about the teachers, because it would be wonderful to be able to either connect them with non-for-profits that they can help with during the summer, or train them on becoming, non-for-profits or entrepreneurs during that summer period, and bringing what they have to the youth. Maybe they do a summer course or something and they get funded for it. So now our children can have, better scores when they get into seeking college and scholarships and things like that, if they need that level of support. There's a lot of things that's happening right now, and it's like, if they're looking to work, why don't we help them put the pathways for them to also become independent too?
Big time. No, you're right. All right. So that's perfect. Let me put this up so you guys can see this. So Gary, Indiana role. So y'all know Gary, Indiana's role in the big scheme of things to us is they're our administrative headquarters. Chicago is our global headquarters where everything. Gary is our administrative headquarters, but they're also our headquarters for all the conventions. So this is kind of what our makeup is across the country. So you see Gary, Indiana, BW4 every fourth Wednesday of the month is when they have their meeting for the whole city. And their whole conversation is about the weekly conventions. And if we do this the right way, if we're able to convince our Gary people to own this weekly convention concept, then every one of our sister cities all over America, we're going to be having them come up to Gary, Indiana. They got to come through Chicago, whether it's O'Hare Midway or the train, and get over to Gary so we can have our nurses meeting, our teachers meeting, whatever the week conventions are. But we make Gary so doggone vibrant with the conventions that people are always coming here, the children. It's a concert afterwards, it's vendors, all of that stuff to have Black vibrancy. And that's making sure that all Black America is knowing this exists. That's the role Gary plays. Any thoughts on that before we close out?
Mm.
All right. So Saturday, July 25th, that's the A through E summit. It's in North Lawndale. That's where we at, 60623 next month. We're going to attempt to have the church on 14th and Holman host us. I'll let you guys know if we're able to get that. Either way, it will be recorded on Zoom so you guys can share it and watch it. But all your North Lawndale people, let them know the tour is coming to them July 1st, and the summit will be there July 25th. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for jumping on. Hopefully it wasn't no burden on nobody. And let's make sure everyone knows the dollar is the only thing holding us back from making this whole thing come to fruition. All right. Thank y'all.